like looking at a storage tank. So, but on that geographic scope, most everybody, we are well aware of it, that we do not maintain public assets. You've said what they are, provided by government, and like you said, what government provides is like something that is owned by everybody and therefore nobody. But the problem for me starts actually with the conceptualization of the project. If you conceptualize a project like somebody, the stakeholders, the lady in conflict was saying, with the stakeholders involved, it will be a little more easier for you to deal with the maintenance. But truly in this country, we are very maintenance poor. We leave our public assets to decay. Like you're saying, the Sharks Stadium. And I won't tell you what I have experienced there. It's so bad that for them to now go back and rehabilitate it will take so much more money than even, because it was built in the SPIF era, much more money. So thank you very much. Then I have the put paper. Thank you very much. And I can see that you have given us quite a lot of information on the conflicts in the oil. I was interested, you brought in the Odi massacre, the Kayama declaration, and the emergence of local militant groups, and what that did in configuring conflicts here. And you have put in something that should interest us: effective land use management. And you have said that can only be done by negotiation by all stakeholders. And secondly, taking the pressure off of oil by trying to diversify the economy. Thank you very much.
Please, I'll put hands together for Professor Way. She has done justice to this session. Prof, thank you very much. We appreciate it. So we are going to be having the last session before we round off the program today. I would like to invite the chair. What we have will be for the few of us that will be left behind. So I can take like 3 plates. All right, so we are trying to take as many papers as possible so that when we come tomorrow, we're just left with the remaining papers, and then we'll run the parallel section. So to chair this session, my own prof, Professor Warebi Brisibe. Please, let's put our hands together for him. He's no. Go up. No. Go up. Go back. No, go back to. Check from. Sorry. Chicken down, okay. This chicken down, okay. This is it all. This is it all. Okay, the next paper is on spatial distribution of energy stations and monitoring of air quality in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. And this will be presented by Kwoni Barinedum Valentine. Please, let's put our hands together for him. 10 minutes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to present a paper on spatial distribution of energy station and Monitoring of Air Quality in Port Harcourt, River State. It was co-presented with Dr. Chike AAND. So I'll just briefly run through the abstract. I don't want to bore you with all of this. Let's get into the business of the day. As we all know, air quality is something that is of very importance to all of us because of the dangers that is associated to air pollution. So the term air pollution refers to any situation in which certain pollutants are present in the air at qualities high enough to cause damage to both human and the natural environment. We've been talking about the environment, the sustainability of the environment, but how do we actually encourage the sustainability of the environment that we've been clamoring for? So, direct and indirect effect of air pollution on human health include discomfort, illness, and deaths. All air is polluted. Now, a good air is supposed to be free and safe for human inhalation. Activities such as the sale of premium motor spirits, what we all know as fuel, has contributed to the contamination of the ambient outdoor air quality, thereby posing serious health risks and concern. According to 2012 research by the World Health Organization, it has been estimated that air pollution was the cause of death for around 10% of the world's population. And this has affected over 7 million people. The World Health Organization has long highlighted the connection between air pollution and the escalating effects of respiratory, dermatological, cancer, asthma, tuberculosis. According to the research, it's been also highlighted that air pollution causes great fatality, even higher than HIV and AIDS. Now, the study area was conducted in Port Harcourt City. This span across the most two notable local governments in Port Harcourt, as Obiapo and Faraga local government. And this is just the geographical explanation of the study area. This is the study area map that shows the two local governments. And as the topic have highlighted earlier stated, energy station. So on the map, we have the various energy stations, and coordinate point for this station was taken that was used to produce the study area map. Now, basically, the nature of data that was used for this study is the primary data. We went to the field, took coordinate point of the various energy station, and also took data for various pollutants that attribute to the pollution of air quality. Amongst them are the PM10, PM2.5, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, ground level ozone, sulfur dioxide, and the AeroCore 500 series was used in the data collection of the air quality. Now, this is the AeroCore that's used to measure the various air quality within those energy stations. And this is just a description of the GPS device that was used to get the coordinate points. This is the coordinate representation of the various filling stations, and there are various distances from the road. It will interest you to know, let me take you down to this point, where we have filling stations that is being sited very close to the major road. If there is any incident that occurs, it is going to cause a whole lot of damage to the environment, to human, and it will cause a whole lot of casualty. Now, as part of our discussion and as part of the study that was carried out, we discovered that amongst all the parameters that was looked at for, carbon was the most prevailing pollutants. And as literatures have already established, we also found out that the rate of carbon within the environment and those energy stations was at the highest level, that is higher than net. But most of those energy stations do not conform to this. So the buffer analysis that we did also revealed that most of the energy stations are out of the 50 meters as specified by DPRO. And these are the various air quality results that was collected at the various energy stations at various times of the day, morning, afternoon, and evening. And the essence of this is to see the deviation in these pollutants across the times of the day, to know which of the times of the day have the highest concentration of the individual pollutant. Still on the conclusion, the study also concludes that air quality within the various energy stations is polluted, but most pollutant, as observed, CO2, as I rightly stated, is the major pollutant with values higher than NIGER standard. The study recommends that there should be strict compliance to DPRO standard in siting of energy station. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Please, let's put our hands together for him. The next presentation, Dr. Best, please, can you be coming closer? It's on an assessment of risk factors and their impact on the overall cost and completion. An assessment of risk factors and their impact on the overall cost and completion time of road projects.
Good afternoon, everybody. My topic has been stated already, an assessment of risk factors and their impact on the overall cost and completion time of road projects. Well, we all live with risks. Even the woman in the kitchen lives with risks. Every day of our life. But it's the awareness of these risks and the taking care of them that can enable you go forward. The risks are there. But if you are not aware and not alert, then things will happen, result in overspending, lower project quality, cause delays in completion, and even impair teamwork. That is the reason why there need to be a thorough risk management strategies necessary in project management process. And this risk management strategy is what determines the success criteria of construction project. Now, I said that our focus is on roads, particularly. For the past years, especially the immediate past government, the infrastructural development were so much on roads. And even now, it is continuous. Of time, I will not be able to go into details explaining what each of these factors are. When we talk about external factors, we are talking about approval delays, economic and market fluctuations, natural disasters, and so on and so forth. The thing is not. Okay. The aims and the objectives are clear. Is to assess the risk factors and their impact on the overall cost and completion time of road project, particularly in Rivers State. And the objectives are three: to identify the various risk factors. We want to know the various risk factors that are in relationship to road, and on the cost of completion time of the road projects. Why the choice of research area, I've already explained it. Significant amount of road development in the study area, that's River State. We use the survey research method by collecting data from 65 professionals involved in road construction projects in River State. Contractors, highway engineers, cost engineers, stroke quantity surveyors, road project managers, road construction engineers, and so on. But 54 were returned. We use 5-level Likert scale in designing it. I will not bother you with all this. And then the demographic results of the research, I may not even want to bother you with that. But the analysis, the data presentation, analysis, and discussion of results shows that these are the technical risk factors and the analysis of the results that we had. Then we have for financial risk factors, we have cost overruns, funding uncertainties, and so on. Then we have environmental risk factors, the results are there. Then we have socio-political risk factors, the results are also there. We have main ratings of responses on regulatory and external risk factors, the results are there. Then we have summary analysis of the group risk factors. Now I want to look at the groups. When we look at all the groups, we see clearly that socio-political risk, and I will explain more on that, is one major risk factor. Social and political reasons are affecting, road construction. So we need to be alert about it. Then we have mean score rating of responded responses for the risk factors affecting construction costs. And then we see the result there too. When I'm making the summary, I will explain all. Then we also have the last one, completion time, how it affects completion time of road projects. Now, let's come to the summary of the findings. I've quickly rushed the research work. But we'll find out that for our projects, under technical risk factors group, geotechnical risks are major. Under financial risk factors group, cost overruns are major. Under environmental risk factors group, habitat destruction and biodiversity loss are major factors. Socio-political risk factors group, we have community operation and protest. Now, why these results are necessary is because the team players of project construction, road project construction, being aware of these strategic planning as they construct their roads. For external risk factors group, we have natural disasters and extreme weather events. But the most common risk factor inherent in, then we now have financial risk followed by socio-political risk is the one that is the highest risk factor with highest effect on cost of road projects. While that which affects completion time is socio-political risk followed by technical risk. In addressing the objectives of this study, we run this following conclusion. First, we have looked at various basic risk factors identified in order of priority as far as River State is concerned. Sociopolitical risks are first, followed by financial risk, followed by environmental risk, followed by technical risk, and regulatory to external risk. The second objective, the impact of risk factors on the construction cost of road projects. Financial risk, followed by socio-political risk, they have more negative impacts. And last, the impact of risk factors on the completion time of road projects, we have socio-political risk, followed by technical risk, they have more negative impacts. The recommendations are as follows. Foster a culture of risk awareness and engagement among project stakeholders. Risk awareness and engagement among project stakeholders, road project stakeholders. Number two, Socio-political laxities should be carefully managed by government as much as possible, as this form major risk factor to effective road construction in Rivers State. 3. Government and road
All right, we want to thank Dr. Bells for that presentation. The next presentation is on urban sprawl and land use dynamics within the fringes of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria, and this will be taken by Tampana Watuku Fine-Faced Chijoke. Please, let's put our hands together for him.
Permit me to stand on the already established protocol. I am Wachku Fine-Faced Chijoke, and I'm here to present the paper entitled Urban Sprawl and Land Use Dynamics Within the Fringes of Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. Co-authors are Dr. Ameme Bright Geoffrey, Dr. Weje Ikezam Innocent, and Nye Manheme Dike Yewene. As a way of introduction, I will briefly describe what urban sprawl is. It's basically rapid expansion of urban areas into the fringes of suburbs and rural areas. It can actually be described too as development of built up into the fringes of suburbs and the rural areas. And this is done in an uncoordinated way. Why Port Harcourt? Let me just talk briefly about the growth of Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt was just a city before this time, like around 1914, that covered just 15.54 square kilometers. But during the 1980s, Port Harcourt grew into a metropolis because it actually grew into Obiapo local government, covering 360 square kilometers. As at 2008, when the Greater Port Harcourt City Development Authority, the master plan was designed and came on board, so to say, we now discover that Port Harcourt has actually grew into 8 local government areas on approximately 40 hectares of land. This kind of growth, you and I will agree that definitely they will impact on the environment, they will impact on our social life and also our economic well-being. So what then are the impacts caused by this urban growth and land use changes within the rural urban fringes of Port Harcourt? And to achieve this aim, there are 2 objectives. One, to examine the land use change in the fringes of Port Harcourt for 21 years. Then secondly, to ascertain causes of urban sprawl within the rural urban fringes of Port Harcourt. It's actually a one-time study, and it's to analyze the extent and causes of urban sprawl, resources decline within the rural and urban fringes, and it is within the selected local governments in Greater Port Harcourt City. Let me describe Port Harcourt briefly. Many presenters have actually carried out description of Port Harcourt. When it comes to coordinates, Greater Port Harcourt lies between latitude 6 degree 58 minutes north to 7 degree, latitude 7 degree 60 minutes north. Then and longitude 4 degree 40 minutes east to 4 degree 55 minutes east. It covers approximately 40 hectares of land, as said earlier when I was talking about the Greater Port Harcourt. And the projected population of Port Harcourt is about 2 million persons. When we talk about relief and vegetation, Port Harcourt is actually a lowland, and it has more swamp forests. It has spanned into 8 good local governments such as Port Harcourt City, Oyibo, Okreka, Ogubolo, Obiapo, Ikwere, Eche, and Eleme. Let me talk about review of literature. The research was hinged on a theory, that is the urban growth machine theory, that was postulated by Monod in 1976. His viewpoint is that growth is being controlled by the elite group. Wherever they want to establish, that place will also trigger up growth. Then aside that, a concept that we looked into is the concept of urban sprawl. Let me now take time to explain more about urban sprawl. It is uncoordinated growth, the expansion of any given community without a real concern for the consequences of poor environmental conditions or environmental impact. Little will we wonder, this kind of uncoordinated growth, how does it occur? Possibly growth not with a master plan guiding them. It is just uncoordinated increase from 125.45 square kilometers to 208.16 square kilometers just between 2002 to 2022. Just between the interval of 20 years is almost times 2 of such growth. Then the work by Alabi in 2009, he studied urban sprawl pattern in Lokoja. He actually applied Shannon's entropy theory to measure behavior of urban sprawl. And his finding shows that there is indeed a correlation between population density and entropy values that he actually used. We also have other works like that of Anekwe and Igu in 2019, where they studied urban racial strife, age, choice of larger lots, and others are all effects of urban sprawl in United States of America. Methodology of this study is actually a longitudinal survey research, and it was carried out at one point. Multi-spectral Landsat images of 2010 and 2021 were acquired with a resolution of 30 meters. And of course, to find out the effects, we actually administered questionnaires. 400 questionnaires were given to residents of this area. Let me now go to the findings of this study. And we actually worked on 6 local government areas. As for Eleme, in the year 2000, Eleme actually the built environment of Eleme was actually 23.74% only, but as at 2021, it actually increased to 63.44%. That is, more than half of Eleme is now built up, and Eleme is not the core urban area of Port Harcourt, it's actually the fringe of Port Harcourt. How about Emoha? As at the year 2000, the built environments of Emoha was just 3.08%, as at 21% in 2000. Then in 2021, it grew up to 11.76%. For Imperial local government, in 2000, it was 3.66%, the built environments. Then as at 2021, the built environments increased to 16.79%. For Okrika local government area, as at 2000, it was the built environment of Okrika was just on 10.22%, but as at 2021, it actually increased to 31.29%. For Oyibo local government, as at the year 2000, the built environment of Oyibo was just 12.09%, but as at 2021, it increased to 53.22%. Another major increase. Trying to rank them, Oyibo actually took first, because if you look at percentage change, 35.32% from 2010 only to 2021 rather. Eleme took second, because from 2010 to 2022 it's actually increased by 28.03%. Then Okrika took third position, Ipere fourth, Emoha fifth, and Eche actually took sixth position. This is just a map showing the greater Port Harcourt area and the growth pattern. The major causes of urban sprawl. Respondents say that lower land volume, majority agree. In fact, 94% of them agree that yes, lower land value is a reason for urban sprawl. How about improved infrastructure? 60% agreed. 4% strongly agreed that it's actually a factor also. Rise in standard of living, 65% agreed, 31.3%. By implication, we are looking at 96.3% agreeing that rise in standard of living is another major cause of urban sprawl. How about lack of